sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.
Hello, everyone. My beauties. I hope everyone's having a good day, night. Where's my insomniac? I know you guys are in here. It's been a very interesting day, so I'm not going to keep you guys long. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to go over a few things with you guys. I know this case overall is starting to get very overwhelming. There is a lot of people talking about this case, covering this case. I think this case is going to get really big, bigger than it already is. Very, very much. There are some creatives that I'm going to talk about here very shortly. But I'm not going to stop talking about it because I started talking about it when really no one else was, except for Justice for All and Molly Golightly. And then other people started talking about it. And I'm so happy that there is starting to be so much awareness about this case that I think this case is going to get bigger, very, very big. There are some people covering this case that shouldn't be, without a crystal ball. But I hope and pray that people don't lose sight of what this case is, which is getting justice for Vaughn. It's to my understanding that the mother is on her way to see her son as we speak, which is absolutely amazing. That's what we're all hoping and praying for. That's the whole reason why we wanted this case, why everybody's talking about it. That's why everybody started talking about it. But I want to get into Dre as the pretend doctor. And the reason why is because this woman, I think she's going to be in a lot of trouble, you guys. It's very, very serious, the things that she was doing. Let me say hi to everybody. Hey, Anastasia. Hey, Goose. Jamie, Sparkle. Left Babies, I like that name. South Texas Jules. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it's late. I appreciate you guys. But the things that this woman was doing is like nothing I have ever seen before, and to be so public about it. So I'm going to back out and come in again because I am echoing, and we'll get started. Can you guys hear me better now? Thank you, Rebecca. Let me know if you guys can hear me better now. I don't know what's going on. Let's try this. Well, I don't know why it does that. Like, I'll be talking and then I have to go back out and come back in. That's so weird. Okay. But anyway, what was I talking about now? Dre as the doctor. The reason why I want to get into Dre the doctor is because this woman is in deep shit. Oh, and another thing too. So yesterday, I was at a birthday party, and I got a few messages that Molly Golightly wanted me on her panel. So I went in the bathroom at the birthday party and went on the panel, and I had the pleasure of being able to talk to Letitia. And also, when I got off her panel, I realized something. I am now officially blocked from Sway with Dre McCray. I never was blocked, and the reason why I know that for a fact, I was not blocked before I was on Molly's panel. And the reason why I know that for certain is because I needed a picture for my thumbnail. And I went to get a picture of her because it's public and I'm allowed to do that. I went to go get a picture and it was fine. I was still on her page. Probably about an hour later, I went to go finish my thumbnail and I am officially blocked. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Dr. Dre McCray does very much faithfully watch Molly Golightly, and that is with 100% certainty. Otherwise, how would she know who I am? You know, I'm a smaller creator. Obviously, she watches Molly because Molly and Justice for All is covering this case. And she knows who Molly is. So therefore, I go to look and I am blocked. Isn't that just wonderful, you guys? That's wonderful. And I did not say anything like mean about her. I didn't. I was talking to Letitia. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Molly Golightly. But you know, obviously, anybody that goes on Molly Golightly's panel, she's probably going to have a problem with that. But I am officially blocked from her channel, so her Facebook. So thank you, Dre. Not saying you're watching me, but thank you for blocking me. That just shows how petty you really are. Okay. Let me read some comments. Hey, keeping up with KP, how are you? Dre is waiting for her life insurance checked, in my opinion. I agree. It's the weekend and I'm happy, so I will not take responsibility for anything I say. It's so good to see you, Whole 8. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you guys are all here. And I'm glad you guys can hear me better too. Do you have somewhere I can message you something privately? Absolutely. You can email me or you can message me on Facebook, sweetie. I know that admins and Slay Mafia are watching as well and sending in names to block 24/7. Well, that is ridiculous. I can't wait to hear from you, South Texas Jules. That's ridiculous. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Been having some great conversations with Jamie. She's amazing. She cannot even file it until she has a death certificate. That's true. My Facebook, hold on, I'll put the link in here. I'll put the link. Facebook. If you go into my About section, South Texas Jules, it's right there. All you have to do is click on it. But it might be faster if you email me. It's any way you want to do it. Here, I'll put it in here just for everybody. if I can find it, because I'm not good at finding or getting the link to my Facebook. Where do you find the link? Okay, never mind. Goose got it. Thank you. That's Goose. Thank you. The video with her kids taking that stuff will probably get her into trouble. There's a lot of things that are going to get her into trouble. So let's get into it. And you guys, don't worry. Y'all know how I roll. And I will be covering Katie Joy and how she dirty deletes and how she dirty deleted that fucking post that she did. And she pisses me off. Okay. So, yeah. Let's talk about this today. Dre McCray as the doctor. Obviously, this woman thinks she's a doctor, but I want to show you guys where this all started. Dr. Sebi. And I want to share my screen with you. And some of you guys know who he is. And to be honest with you, some of you guys literally may like him. And if you like him, this is no offense in any way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but there's definitely some things that are very problematic with this doctor. She is, and don't worry, we're going to talk about. I might even open the panel tomorrow too. Genuine for sure. Because I'm sick of her. She needs to get off this case. And the way she dirty deletes is just absolutely disgusting. Okay, let me share my screen real quick. She is going to federal prison. She's going to have Facebook and everybody on there. She poked a few bears. Absolutely, Jamie. Absolutely. Okay, so let me share my screen. And you guys could hear me well. That's good. Okay. So here's where it all started. This is Dr. Sebi. There should be a picture of him somewhere on here. If not, then I'll bring it up. I don't know why they don't have a picture of him, but I'll show you guys after I'm done reading this. Dr. Sebi, what do we make of this non-doctor, a self-made medicine man? Thought acid, I can never say that right, caused disease and started sell food and cure all. Okay. So he is a self-proclaimed healer who tried to get Michael Jackson off painkillers, his back in the news. His chosen name was Dr. Sebi, but his real name was Alfredo Bowman, and he was not a doctor. The man who was working on his documentary with Nipsey Hussle. I remember Nipsey Hussle because I remember my boyfriend telling me about this. Nipsey Hussle was murdered recently, and his death, as well as Sebi's, have been taken by some as proof that shadowy forces are conspiring to suppress the truth about Dr. Sebi's remedies. Okay, so this is a conspiracy theory. And to be honest with you guys, I may do a story on this because I remember when it happened, and Nipsey Hussle, who was going to do a documentary with Dr. Sebi, because obviously Dr. Sebi claims that he has a cure for everything. Okay. So who was Dr. Sebi? He was born in Honduras in 1933. Sebi immigrated to the United States, where it is said he was unsuccessfully treated for his asthma, diabetes, obesity, and impotency. I can never say that right either. You guys get what I mean. An herbalist in Mexico allegedly managed to heal Sebi, which led him to create his own herbal mixtures, which he sold under the name Dr. Sebi Cell Food. He was sued in 1987 for practicing medicine without a license, but was acquitted when the state could not prove he had given a medical diagnosis. He was then successfully sued by the state of New York for consumer fraud. Sorry, guys. Consumer fraud. And Sebi had to pay $900 and refrain from making disease-specific claims. He was later accused in Honduras of money laundering and imprisoned until his death in 2016 from pneumonia. The quest. Sebi's central beliefs seem to have been that alkaline foods are herbs, pH 7, are necessary to control the acid in your body, and that maintaining this alkaline state protects us from mucus buildup, which causes diseases. This coronation of alkalinity as our long-awaited savior reveals a deep misunderstanding of the human body. Our blood pH cannot be significantly altered. In fact, blood contains molecules of carbonic acid and sodium bicarbonate, specifically to keep its pH between 7.35 and 7.45. Beyond that lie illness and death. That tidbit of high school biology, however, did not stop Sebi from selling a wide collection of herbal extracts. Put simply, Sebi sells food products, also known as African biomineral balance compounds, are herbs, algae, and seaweeds. For $30, you can buy a bottle of bromide plus capsules, which are said to contain Irish sea moss. Yeah, sea moss. A species of red algae. Am I saying that right? And bladderwrack. Okay. But below the ingredient list, the following disturbing notice appears: Dr. Sebi's original and unique formulas of Dr. Sebi and may contain ingredients not listed here. I don't know about you, but I'm not comfortable with the notion of popping pills containing undisclosed ingredients. Some of these ingredients could be linked to allergies, intolerances, or they could interfere with medication. Not knowing what they are constitutes a significant liability. Okay, you guys. That's a lot. I'm going to read a little bit more because this is actually really interesting. But you guys have heard Dre talking about all of these things, sea moss and, all kinds of things. And it's crazy. It's crazy that she follows this doctor to a T. Let me read a little bit more here. I want to go down. Okay. Opening our eyes. The internet is full of self-taught gurus, that's true, who profess to having discovered the one true cause of every disease and, is it the panic? Whatever. With which to smite it. Unfortunately, real science is slow, nuisance, and paints the picture of a complex world in which different diseases have different causes and in which treatments are imperfect and often come with side effects. Meanwhile, Dr. Sebi has inspired Facebook pages and groups with tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of followers. For $25, you can purchase his eye wash made with Euphorsis plants. Maybe it'll help us all see more clearly. Dr. Sebi, who died in 2016, was not a doctor. He believed that alkaline diet could cure any disease and created food products to treat people. Even though there is no good evidence behind these claims, he wrote that African genes resonate a higher frequency, which is complete nonsense. Okay. I don't want to read all of it, but you guys get the idea of who this man is, and Dre follows him. This whole doctor who literally says that all of these herbal medicines can cure. Not only did he claim that he could cure AIDS, he also said that HIV was not the cause of AIDS. He said he can cure anything, diabetes, he could cure cancer, all of these things. And the conspiracy theory is that him and Nipsey Hussle were about to do this documentary, and they both ended up passing away. Now, he passed away sooner than Nipsey Hussle. They were both murdered. So therefore, they feel that there's some kind of conspiracy to where the government may have taken them out because they're trying to hide something, and that Dr. Sebi actually really has the truth. And the government, obviously, they're saying that the government doesn't want that, which you guys, yeah. I am a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not saying that I believe in this. Hold on. Okay, so it's definitely something that I want to deep dive into, and just to know, like, if he, why do people believe this man so much? Why do people follow this man? I mean, obviously, we know that Dre McCray did, and because this man was not technically a doctor, we have Dre McCray pretending to be a doctor, right? So hold on 1 second. I want to show you guys something else. And a lot of people follow this man. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you guys really quick. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to read this. Alfredo Darrington Bowman, born November 26, 1933, and he passed away August 6, 2016, better known as Dr. Sebi, was a Honduran self-proclaimed herbalist healer who also practiced in the United States for a period in the late 20th and 21st centuries. Bowman falsely claimed to cure all diseases with, let me see if I can make this bigger. I don't think I'm going to be able to, I don't know how to make stuff bigger, you guys. Sorry, but I'm going to read it to you. Herbalist healer who practiced in the United States. He claimed to cure all diseases with herbs and plant-based alkaline diet based on various pseudoscientific claims, and denied that HIV caused AIDS. He set up a treatment center in Honduras, then moved his practice to New York City and Los Angeles. Numerous entertainment and acting celebrities were among his clients, including Michael Jackson, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and John Travolta. Although he used the title and name Dr. Sebi Bowman, he had not completed any formal medical training. He was considered a quack by licensed doctors, attorneys, and consumer protection agencies in the United States. He was arrested. Being accused by New York State of practicing medicine without a license. After trial, Bowman was acquitted based on legal definition of medicine for his herbs. He was later charged in a civil suit that resulted in him being prohibited from making therapeutic claims for his supplements. In May 2016, Bowman was arrested in Honduras for money laundering, after being found carrying tens of thousands of dollars in cash with insufficient accounting for its origin. During several weeks detention in jail, he contracted pneumonia. He died in police custody as he was being transported to the hospital. In the 1980s, no, I don't need to read that. I just want to see something else. Okay, so I want to read this about Dr. Sebi and Michael Jackson. In 2014, Bowman reportedly treated Michael Jackson prior to being tried on counts of, you guys know, CA. Bowman claimed to have helped the singer overcome addiction to painkillers, Demerol and morphine, with his African bioelectric cell food therapy. He worked with Jackson for 6 months at a retreat in Aspen, Colorado. After Jackson's brother, Randy, paid Bowman $10,000, Bowman sued Michael Jackson for related costs, claiming that the singer owed him $380,000 and seeking an additional $600,000 in lost revenue for having deferred other clients and various speaking engagements. Raymond Bain, a publicist of Jackson, denies that her client received any professional treatment or that he had any painkiller addiction. The case was dismissed in 2015 for lack of prosecution. Okay, so I just wanted to read that to you guys as well. So obviously, this Dr. Sebi is controversial. Yes, a lot of people do follow him and believe the things that he says, and then there's some that don't and believe that he is a quack. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know how I feel yet. I haven't done enough research on him yet in order to make that determination. All I know is you can't claim those things and you have no kind of education to back that up. NJ didn't want him to leave. There's a weird documentary about this guy. Oh, really? Well, don't worry. I think we're going to deep dive into Dr. Sebi one day as well. So, because this man claims to be this self-taught doctor, herbalist, and that he can cure all of these diseases where there is no cure for them, which is kind of an insult to everyone suffering from those diseases. At the same time, you have somebody like Dre McCray that follows this guy obviously to a T, right? This man has books. He has a website. I'm sure she's a part of that website, allegedly. But I want to show you guys the things that shows how delusional Dre McCray is of thinking that she is a doctor. This is a trigger warning. I'm telling you guys right now, it's a trigger warning with the things that she's talking about. It's highly sensitive. This case is sensitive overall, right? This is a very, very sensitive case. Why is that stuck like that? Hold on, you guys. I don't understand why that's stuck like that. Okay. Yes, this is a highly obviously sensitive case, but what she's talking about shows you how she literally thinks that she knows it all. Her manipulation tactics, how easy it was for her to be very manipulative to her husband as if I'm your doctor and I know what's best. So I'm going to show this to you guys. Like I said, trigger warning, please be very aware. You might not like the things that you hear, but it's something that needs to be heard. I want to give a shout out to the channel that I found a lot of these clips from. And I also found a lot of these clips from the group Exposing Dre McCray and also Justice for Vaughn, which are amazing. So hold on, let me pull up these. Well, it's not clips, it's recordings. Hey Shalbell, I'm not familiar with the two is, but I hope not caught one of your lives in forever. So I just wanted to say, hey, talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Hold on. I want to let you guys hear the recordings instead of playing her. Hold on.
them that we had called the chaplain hours ago and he still never came. So I would like to wait until the chaplain came to the room so we could.
Yes. So anyway, sorry about that, you guys. So listen, I want to give you guys some context. These are technically out of order. I don't know if you guys heard me say that, but basically this all started when Vaughn started having seizures. So we all know he's in the hospital now. He's been in the hospital since May 23rd in a coma, fighting for his life. We pray for him. I pray for him every single day. So basically, the context of this is because these are not in order. They were in the hospital, and this is, I feel like it may have been 6 months to a year ago. This is when he first started having seizures and he was going into the hospital, and they are in the hospital at this time. Let me make sure that this is the right clip though. Okay, hold on.
Johnny promises total global humiliation.
Room so we could sign papers. Absolutely not. They weren't going to have it. So then we left. I'm telling you, my stomach felt so sick. I felt so sick to my stomach because I felt like I should have prayed first. Every decision, every corner that we were at, I always prayed. I always prayed for God's guidance. I always prayed for God's reassurance. I prayed for his, to show me the way, show me the way. What do I need to do? But this, I didn't pray before. This was a reaction. And that's what scared me. I feel like all the facts on paper is my husband needs me for his healing. I am so critical. I'm so critical to his health being good, Now you're trying to take away someone who means the world to him? Yeah. So my prayers have been that Jehovah blesses the fact that I took him out. My prayers are the fact that he wanted to leave,
Okay. So they were in the hospital. Like I said, this is when Vaughn first started having seizures. They were in the hospital and the hospital asked her to leave. Okay. It's documentaries on YouTube that y'all can go look at to learn more about Dr. Sebi. You guys do your research on Dr. Sebi. I mean, he's very popular. He really is. A lot of people follow him and a lot of people are on his website. Hold on, I'm going to pull up something else. So hold on. I am personally going to play some of this recording, so I want it to be in order for you guys. But what I feel is very important to understand is these seizures didn't start for Vaughn until she put her whole family on this diet change, in my opinion, allegedly. So I'm going to have you guys listen to this first recording here, and then I'll play it on screen as well. I have a whole bunch of them, so let me turn up my computer so you guys can hear. Okay.
The 2 milligrams, you know, he's in a postictal state. So it's he will try to get up, he will try to move, he's flailing his arms, he's not in control of his body, he don't know what he's doing. It was so bad, the doctor said another milligram of Ativan, and I'm thinking, like, damn, that's not, like, he don't need that much. You know, 2 milligrams was going to be sufficient enough, in my opinion.
Right now, she's talking about Vaughn being in the hospital when he had a seizure. They took him to the hospital, and this is what she's talking about now.
But whatever. So then after he ended up coming back into the room, which I haven't recorded, and he was like, you know, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to need you to provide some proof of some type of marriage certificate. If you're claiming that you're his wife, I need to see some proof, because normally I don't go against people's wishes, but you're making really bad decisions here. I'm paraphrasing. It was around that. I swear I was praying so much. So I'm here laying on the bed, and then the night nurse comes in and she's scanning the medication that she's about to give him. And I ask her, oh, what are you going to give him? She says Depakote. Depakote is a seizure medication. Before she got in there, let me tell you, Vaughn told me that there was a guy that came into the room that would like civilian attire and was very forceful about, you need to take seizure medication. You're in the hospital for a reason. We are here to treat you. Da 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 da. Vaughn didn't have it in him to fight. He said no, he didn't want it, but the doctor said whatever he said, but Vaughn couldn't respond after that. Why should he? He just had 7 seizures. He's exhausted.
Okay. Dr. Dre to the rescue, right? You took him to the hospital because he had 7 seizures. This is obviously when it first started, when he first started getting the seizures. You took him to the hospital. First of all, you questioned the nurse about what she was putting him on. She tells you what she's putting him on and how many milligrams, and you're saying that's too much. You're not a doctor. You are not a doctor. And to be honest with you guys, I stopped watching Dre McCray. Like I said, she was very much an inspiration. The girl can slay makeup. Like I said, I've learned from her. But I stopped watching her. If I was watching this, you guys, I'm sorry, there's no way I would be able to sit here and watch this. And I probably would have been reporting her ass, because I don't understand how people can actually sit here and listen to her say these things and pretend as though she's a doctor. It doesn't matter what you think. You don't have any kind of medical expertise. It doesn't matter how long you took care of him. You can sit there and say you know his body from inside and out, whatever the situation is. You're still not a doctor. And this is what she's trying to pretend that she is. Can you guys hear this okay? Let me know if you can hear this okay. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up again.
So what follows from there in
And
her video
this channel
is that
is
she wanted a power of attorney.
Crime Watch. And they are an amazing channel. Some of the clips I've taken from here. And she is absolutely amazing. I love this channel. And I will link it in the description below as well. So I want you guys to listen to the rest of what she has to say.
McCray, once we get home, I swear there's a demon in the house. Me, Boo, and Raza are laying down in my bed, and then I hear like a clinking sound in the kitchen, and I think it was I swear it was a spoon. I don't know why, because spoons, forks, knives are all gonna make the same sound, but for some reason, like, I knew it was a spoon. I thought maybe Jacob standing up. Hey, Taraz, please don't do that. Stop. Yeah, I thought maybe Jacob is trying to lick a plate or something. No, there was nobody. And then all of a sudden, I hear Raza's woody toy go off, and he's starting to say stuff. Now, if you pull the string, he talks, but nobody was pulling the strings, like, at all. Raza was already asleep, nobody was around, and he's just talking. So I go pick him up. Eventually, he stops talking, but I'm like, Jehovah help me, Jehovah help me, Jehovah help me. Like, I'm just tired. I don't want to deal with nothing else. Demons are just annoying to me. So it's just like, Jehovah help me, Jehovah help me. Then I figured, you know what, I'm just going to take the woody toy outside, because he ain't about to be speaking all night. Let's say it is a malfunction, whatever. I don't want to hear it. So I take him outside, and as I take him outside, the woody toy goes, no, you can't leave me like this. He literally said that. So I just put him outside and shut the door, and then I called Mom right away. And I said, Mom, I think there's a demon in the house, and I need your help in praying. And so, absolutely, we've been.
So basically, I think this is in the beginning, Holade, of when he first started having seizures. Okay. It may have been a few months ago. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it was like in the beginning because she doesn't take him to the hospital anymore. You know what I mean? So it may have been in the beginning.
Was very, very, like, he was exhausted. So I think the first trip was very short. His head was hurting really bad. They had given him a potassium pill. He had a lumbar puncture. So they were going to test his spinal fluid to see if he had, any type of infections or whatever. And so from what Juanita had said in the comments was that the headache that you get afterwards is so excruciating. So I knew. So what did they do? He's telling them he's in a lot of pain. They give him a potassium pill because they say, oh, his potassium's low. That's going to help his headache. Well, he took the potassium pill and did nothing. But I'm thinking, okay, CMOS has potassium. If my husband needs potassium, I'm going to get him CMOS.
There goes Dr. Dre McCray. So basically,
anyways,
potassium isn't going to work for him. The hospital, they're clueless, right? Potassium isn't going to work. So she's going to go and get him some CMOS because she read that on Dr. Sepi's book or what the fuck ever. And she's his doctor. So therefore, the hospital's wrong. I'm not sure how he got a lumbar puncture. I'm not sure, but I will find out.
I'm going to the hospital. I got CMOS. I got purple onion soup. I got grapes. I got mango. I bought white willow bark, kratom, valerian root. Like, I brought so much to the hospital. While I'm live, the second time.
While she's live at the hospital with her husband once again, fighting for his life, obviously, because he had 7 seizures, going through hell. You're at the hospital live.
I had just given Vaughn, I think, his CMOS. And so then there's the nurse, the nice nurse comes in. She's like, hey, are you on Facebook Live right now? And I'm just thinking in my head, like, the only people that know that I'm live right now is supporters. So the fact that they're asking me if I'm on Facebook Live, obviously a supporter is calling the hospital and telling them that, you know, and telling them whatever. And I don't know.
I would have called the hospital too. Why do you have to be live at every moment of the day? Literally, you're profiting off, like, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I would have called too. I would have figured out what hospital that is, and I would have said, there is a woman who is live recording her husband while he's in the hospital. Like, come on. Hold on one second, you guys. I got to go to my channel real quick. Melly, are you in here? Let me see here. There you are. Okay. All right. This is ridiculous. Like, you guys see what I'm talking about here? Like, trigger warning.
He was like, we're getting calls and complaints that you are bringing outside things. And I swear, Jehovah made me say the perfect words. So they're saying, you know, we called the doctor also, and she said that, you know, if you bring in food, it could be cut up fruits and things that we know, like we can see. But if it's broths, then it could be anything that you put in there. Like, it could be anything at all. So they just don't know. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I see it as, okay, now I know. Cool. Like, whatever. And then she was like, and because of this, we're going to have to ask you to leave. And I'm like, oh, okay. Whenever she opens the door, there's security waiting for me outside of the door. And there's like a crowd. There's other hospital staff, and there's 2 security guards, which I'm assuming they were ready to escort me out. Which, again, like, I'm not afraid. Like, dude, you just can't intimidate me. You can't intimidate me when my God is as powerful as he is. Like, it's just, you don't scare me, okay? Like, I don't give a damn how big and bad you think you are. They walked out of the room. They walked out of the room, and then while they were alone, while me and Vaughn were alone for a minute, I was like, Vaughn, just to let you know, you can sign yourself out. You can tell them, yeah, they told me I couldn't go back. Yeah, they said I have to leave and I'm not allowed to return at all. You're in my light, mommy. They said I have to leave and I'm not allowed to return. So I told him, Vaughn, like, I almost feel like you should come home. I said, I feel like you haven't had seizures for a whole 24 hours. I said, I am not sure that they're going to respect your wishes while I'm gone, and I can't be here anymore. I'm a little bit nervous about that. I said, you are already seizure free for 24 hours. I feel like if you wanted to go home, you can go home. I said, they're not giving you anything besides Tylenol around the clock and antibiotics, which I don't even know if he has an infection. He was running a fever, but I feel like I swear, I don't even think that he had an infection. I am pretty sure that they assumed it because he was running a fever, but I am pretty sure he's running a fever because he only takes 2 milligrams of Ativan, and they gave him 3 at once. My husband's body is so much more pure than a lot of people's. Even though he has the seizures, it's because of emotional trauma. It's not because of physical or unhealthy eating, in my unprofessional opinion. So,
unprofessional opinion. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. These are not new live streams. They are actually in the groups. I will put them in the description below. And it's also from a amazing channel called Crime Watch. And I love this channel. They are absolutely amazing. And I will put that in the description below as well. And make sure you go over and watch the video. She has a whole bunch of amazing information on Dre McCray. And I like her take on things. But yeah, and she's very blunt and very straightforward as well. But what I will say, you guys, is this just shows you how this woman actually thinks that she's a doctor, you know. And then I think what pisses me off the most is not only is she trying to pretend to be this doctor in her unprofessional opinion, but now she's trying to manipulate her husband, who just had 7 seizures. He was in the hospital for a reason. Now she's trying to manipulate and play with her husband. This is the reason why I'm playing these, is because it shows how manipulative she was and how controlling she was over her husband, over Vaughn. Because the only reason why she was trying to manipulate her husband into, thank you, Goose, for dropping that. I appreciate it. The only reason why she was trying to manipulate her husband into leaving is because they asked her to leave. So what? He needed to be there. He needed to be in the hospital. As a matter of fact, you have a doctor coming in there and questioning her, saying to her, look, I need to see that you are really his wife. I need to see or some kind of certificate to prove that you're his caregiver, because what you're doing is dangerous. Seizures are dangerous. They are. They're nothing to play around with. It's when your brain isn't getting oxygen. This isn't a game. That's why the doctors were questioning her. And because you were live in the hospital filming your husband, somebody calls the hospital and says, look, this isn't right. Thank God somebody called the hospital, because let me tell you, if I was still watching her, I would have. Why would you film at such a sensitive, vulnerable time? And we know this is what she does, but she's been doing it. She's been doing it. And the saddest part is, like, you're manipulating your husband to leave because you got kicked out. You don't care about his health. All you care about is your damn self. It's disgusting. No matter what, you guys, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I am a critical thinker. I am always thinking of different scenarios as to why maybe somebody acts the way that they do. Or I understand that I try to empathize and say this was her husband. She just thinks in her head she was doing what was best for him. But the more videos I come across and the more things that I hear come out of her mouth, I'm starting to realize this wasn't about her husband. This was about her. So basically, they asked you to leave the hospital. So that obviously broke your ego. It made you upset. So then you manipulate your husband, who just had 7 seizures, to leave the hospital. This is about your ego. It has nothing to do with your husband, and it's sad. You, Dre McCray, have done nothing but manipulate and mentally and verbally abuse your husband, and you're walking around trying to act like a doctor, telling people to get this and to get that. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's so sad. And please, if you're going through anything, whether it is anything in your life mentally, if you are in any kind of abusive relationship, mentally, physically, whatever, please seek help. There is help out there. There is. Okay.
His body runs a very different way. You can't just put something like pharmaceutical medications in such a heavy dose in a body who doesn't consume any type of Western medication, any type of like that doesn't even go in his, like, that is what I was under the assumption of. Okay, that's what they.
Not only is it about you pretending to be a Dr. Dre, but it's common sense, okay? It does not matter. This is just common sense. With no medical expertise to back up anything that I'm saying, this is common sense. Even if he hasn't had any kind of Western medication, do you think his body is going to be mad if he takes seizure medication, Western medication, to stop the fucking seizures?
Make you feel like you're not allowed to do anything. You got to sit there and allow them to do whatever they want to you. You know, that's how they make it seem. And I'm like, no, baby, you are in charge of you. If you don't want to be here, you can leave, and you can sign papers for us to go. And so I said, now, I don't want you to feel like you got to choose or you got to come, but I just want you to know that this is kind of what I'm feeling that you should do. And, you know, if you are more comfortable being here, then, you know, that's fine. He's like, well, what if I have any more? And I said, well, if you have more, then I can take you back. And if you have more, then we can explore other options, or I can take you straight to Tucson, because they wanted to transfer him anyways. I said, you know, they ran a very important test, which was the lumbar puncture, but that takes 48 hours for us to get the results of the cultures. So right now you're just in here waiting. That's all you're doing. So I feel like, you know, I can take care of you when you come home, and I know I can take really good care of you. So then the nurse came back in and he says, can I, like, I mean, he can barely speak up. He barely had bass in his voice. He could barely talk. And he's saying, I want to leave. And she's like, okay, but do you know?
He could barely speak up. He could barely talk. Dre, he didn't want to speak up. He didn't want to leave. That's why he had a problem speaking up, because he wanted to please you. But deep down, I guarantee you he didn't want to leave. That's why he asked, what if I start having them again? If you're going to claim to be somebody's caregiver, then you should know what you're doing. And you don't know anything that you're doing. And literally, you're manipulated. The only reason why you're manipulating him to leave the hospital is because they asked you to leave. That's just horrible. I'm sorry. That's horrible. Obviously, I have to say, allegedly, this is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I didn't put this shit out here. You're the one who went live every step and move you made, including when your husband is in the hospital.
That, you know, if you still this and that, leaving against this, you know, you can get this, that, or even death. Like, what the, you know, just get the hell out of his face with all that. But I kept my mouth shut, because maybe she has to say this or that, whatever. But he was, you know, he kind of looked at me. He has such a sad puppy dog face whenever he's sad. It's so sad to see him in such a bad spot, you know? And it's like, F all of these doctors that put him in a position like that. You know, I'm the love of his life, man. I feel like our love, and I feel, I don't even want to say I feel, I know that our love is healing to him. His subconscious.
This woman is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen someone so ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Okay, yes, we get it. Your husband loves you. He loves you so much that he left that hospital to satisfy you. I guarantee it, in my opinion. You're delusional. If love could heal a lot of things, my mom would still be here. I'll listen to a little bit more.
Conscious puckered up his lips to kiss me. That to me was proof that even whenever he's out of it, even when he's had 7 seizures, even when he's had a stupid amount of Ativan, even whenever he can't even open his eyes, even whenever they ask him questions and he can't even say his name. He couldn't even say his name because he was not there. Even whenever he can't even open his eyes, even whenever they ask him questions and he can't even say his name. He couldn't even say his name because he was not there. That I got a problem with. Like, I'm not comfortable leaving my husband with these people no more. So I strongly advised him, baby, I think that it would be good to leave. And
You strongly advised your husband to leave the hospital, a place where they were helping him, because they asked you to leave. Just keep it real. Miss me with the whole, yeah, I asked him to leave because I know what's best for him, blah, 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 blah. No, you knew what was best for yourself. And what was best for yourself was you couldn't benefit off of him being in the hospital anymore because they asked you not to come back. So therefore, it's time for you to come home so you can, film him there. In my opinion. You are disgusting. I don't want to listen to any more of this, you guys. I tried to listen to as much as I possibly could. What I will say is that I just wanted to give you guys an example of how this woman really truly believes that she is a doctor. She is a doctor, and that goes back to Kay. And it is obvious that this woman takes an obscene amount of K. Now, in my personal opinion, there's a lot. Natasha, if I were you, I would just type in Slay with Dre McCray and do your research on her, honey. But welcome, Natasha. But what was I going to say? Kay, it's so crazy because me and my family, we went out to eat. That's why I had to keep pushing the live back because we went out to eat. And where we pulled in right next door was like a vape shop. And at the top of, the list of things that they have on their sign, one of them was K, which is kratom, for those of you who don't know. And I looked and I'm like, oh, look, because I've never, ever heard of K until this case. And obviously, she has given him so much of that. And I want to show you guys, which I'm sure you guys have already seen, the side effects of K. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. And I have went over this before, but I want to go over it one more time before I show you this next clip. Kratom, which is Mitra gynospiosus, is a tree native to Southeast Asia. The leaves contain a chemical. The leaves contain a chemical called mitridinine, I don't know, which works like opioids such as kratom has pain relieving effects like opiate drugs. It also has many of the same serious safety concerns as other opioids. People commonly use K with withdrawal from H, M, and other opiate drugs, as well as cough, depression, anxiety, and many other conditions. But there is no good scientific evidence to support these uses. Using K can be also unsafe. K is banned in some states and countries due to serious safety concerns. The US FDA has warned consumers to avoid using products containing K. They don't, for some reason. Okay, so when taken by mouth, K is possibly unsafe for most people. Large doses of K can cause many serious side effects, including nausea, aggression, hallucinations, trouble breathing, and death. Long-term use has been linked with dependency, and withdrawal, symptoms similar to other opiates. When applied to the skin, there isn't enough reliable information to know if K is safe or what the side effects may be. When taken by mouth, K is possibly unsafe for most people. I think I read that already. I don't know why. Oops, I forgot to go down. It can worsen heart conditions. It can worsen mental disorders, alcoholism. Obviously, you cannot take that when you're pregnant. And I also did see that it was linked to seizures as well. It may not be on this one, but it definitely is linked to seizures because I've seen it. But I don't, in my opinion, I don't personally think that it was just specifically K. I think that it was the whole diet that caused something that caused him to have these seizures, because I don't feel like he was going through this until they started that diet, until she started her whole family on that diet. It is linked to seizures, Kim, I know. I cannot. Yes, Melly. Let me look again. I know it's here somewhere. Hold on, I'll just type it in. Okay, here. I will show you guys. Right here. It says kratom use has been linked to hepatotoxicity and several neurological complications, including posterior reversible encephalopathy, syndrome, and seizures, both which can be life-threatening. So let's see this here. Some of these words I cannot pronounce, you guys. Okay. God bless doctors. Okay. Hold on. Let's go to the top here. Okay, the case of kratom-induced seizures. Kratom is a tropical tree. We already know that. Indigenous to Southeast Asia, where it has been used for various medical reasons. Administration. Wait a minute. It is currently listed by the Drug Enforcement Administration as a drug of concern. In 2017, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration started issuing a series of warnings about kratom. And by early 2018, it released a statement identifying 44 deaths related to K use. The Centers of the Disease Control and Prevention has also reported 91 deaths directly linked to kratom use in 2019. Although its safety profile needs additional research for clarification, there have been reports of kratom-induced or kratom-related respiratory depression, hypothyroidism, secondary hypogonadism, psychosis, and seizures. We report a case of kratom-induced tonic. I don't know all these words, you guys. Tonic clonic seizures in a 27-year-old Caucasian male with a psychiatric history of anxiety, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, and opioid use disorder. He was hospitalized after witnessed tonic-clonic seizure. There are no significant metabiologic abnormality on laboratory testing. Spinal cord and brain imaging were unremarkable, whereas his urine toxicology was positive for opioids only, which was likely a false positive as a result due to cross-reactivity with the sleeping aids. He was evaluated by the Constellation Liaison Psychiatric Team for psychotic symptoms. On evaluation, the patient's psychosis has resolved, but he endorsed racing thoughts, significant anxiety, and insomnia. He admitted to drinking 3 or 4 8-milligram bottles of K daily for 1.5 years to self-medicate his anxiety after losing his health insurance. In the hospital, he was treated with, I don't know what that says, anxiolytics, counseled to abstain from K use, and was referred for substance use disorder treatment. The case highlights the life-threatening complications of K that is easily available online. Wow. So it is linked to that. Allegedly, I don't think they know that for certain, but it is linked to that. And that stuff is crazy. What the hell? I never even heard of the stuff. I guess people have been doing the stuff. But I've heard people tell great stories about it. So what the hell? I would think that in higher doses, that would just be really, really bad. But that's anything, right? Some people stay on those drugs to prevent the physical symptoms of withdrawal. They can even experience withdrawal symptoms when they wake up in the morning since they've been without for 8 hours. I've heard people have good experiences and bad experiences. So I guess it's all just depending upon the person. And benzo withdrawals cause seizures as well. Double whammy. Yep. I'll tell you, have withdrawals from it just like anything else. Oh, I bet, Alyssa. Okay, hold on. Let me see one more thing that I want to show you guys. Hold on. Gotta share my screen. Whoops, sorry. Going a little cray-cray here.
When we go to Hawaii, I'm gonna manifest that, okay? When we go to Hawaii, they have luau's where people dance, and it's really beautiful. Here you go.
So you want to take more?
Do you want more? I think it would. If you're really like...
Well, I'm fine, but I can take more.
Yeah, take more. It's good.
You see? So you actually think that she will be prosecuted for what she did to Vaughn? Well, justice for Vaughn. I hope so, Rebecca. Something needs to happen. Like I said, I'm going to go over all of that in 1 second. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. So hold on.
I feel like the amount that I know. Was that a lot?
Okay, this is one of the ones that I wanted to show you. Sorry, it took me a long time to find this. You guys, I have a lot of footage, and there's a lot of footage in the groups too that I had to look for. So sorry about that. But this one specifically, I wanted to show you guys, and there's another one. And it's very clear here that she doesn't even know how many doses to give him. And I'm going to show you guys that right now. So trigger warning, please. Just be aware, okay?
Was that a lot? I don't know how much to give. I feel like the amount that I normally would give later. I don't know.
I just want to make a point here. You're giving him K, okay? Allegedly, in my opinion, that's what it looks like that you're giving him, okay? You're giving him K, and you're going to your audience telling them that you don't know how much to give, but yet you're in the hospital and you won't even fucking listen to them. But you turn to your audience as if you're insinuating, not even insinuating, you're saying, I don't know how much to give, expecting your audience to give you some kind of answer. But yet you don't like to get answers from medical professionals.
Or the amount that I would give Valerian? Like, is that? You know what? Do you think being on the floor, like by the bed, and like laying your back on the bed with your knees on the floor? Okay, let's try that. Okay, I'll be right back. Yes, it's very good for seizures. See, he takes RSO, that's Rick Simpson oil, and still no. Okay, that one was for what? Blue vervain. So I'm going to go ahead and give him more. Yeah. The lower back, I mean, I don't know, but all I know is that normally whenever his lower back starts hurting, it's his, what is it called? The nerves in the body are being overactive. So, yeah. Okay. All right. What am I doing? What am I doing? Blue vervain. Blue vervain. Like, I'm gonna take more hops flour since I know this stuff is like bomb. Let me take care of myself while I'm taking care of him. Blue vervain. Yeah, baby. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna take quite a bit of hops flour. That's a lot. Yeah. You? No. I know. I did it so late during the day.
I don't know for sure if that was, I don't know what that was. Like I said, This is all allegedly, in my opinion. I don't know what the hell she was saying, what she was calling that or whatever. So maybe that isn't K. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking that it is. And maybe she calls it something else. I don't know. Did you guys hear what she said? Because I couldn't. Maybe Stella hops flower. Okay. I don't know what that is. Okay, hops flower. So that isn't K then. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys one more passion flower. What did she say? Hold on. I got to bring that up again. We're going to do some research ourselves. So hold on.
Passion flower, it calms me down and it's so good. In fact, I like to mix kava and passion flower together because the combination and whenever I do it, I can't even talk as loud as I normally do because I have power and bass in my voice. But when I take these things, it just, you know, passion flower, it calms me down and it's so good. In fact, I like to mix kava and passion flower together because the combination and whenever I do it, I can't even talk as loud as I normally do because I have power and bass in my voice. But when I take these things, it just, you know. Passion flower, it calms me down and it's so good. In fact, I like to mix kava and
All of these different medications, you guys, that she's mixing is literally, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you can't do this. You cannot mix all of these medications, passion flower, hops flower. What the hell is kava? What is that? You know, it's like, it's. Oh, thank you so much, Skull Babe. I am definitely going to read all of your comments. Don't worry. I just want to start showing these things because what the hell? And my mod sent me something today. You guys probably have already seen it. Maybe you haven't, but I think it's important for you guys to see this. Let me show you this clip first, and then I want you guys to see this. It's very, very important because all of these herbs, like, this is crazy to me. This is insane. Okay? Insane. Damn it, you guys, I cannot find it. I'm so mad right now. I have been looking all over for this and I cannot find it. This is just ridiculous. Like, there's just so much, you guys. There is so much to go over that it's never ending. Like, I will be scrolling for hours. My computer, I had to buy more storage on it because literally there's just so much. There's just so much. I just can't. I'm so stressed out right now. Okay. Well, it's the one, you guys, where she just has spoonfuls of it and she's just taking it, and she doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. I wanted to show you guys that, but I'm sure you guys have seen it before. It's just basically that. It just shows you how she has no kind of self-control at all. Like, she's literally just giving it to herself over and over and over again. But I will show you guys this because I do think that this is important. If you watch Justice for All tonight, then you've probably seen this. But I do feel like it is something that needs to be seen. So I'm going to share this really quick. And I want to read this to you guys. If you've seen it already, then that's okay too. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to make this bigger because I can barely see this. If I can make it bigger. I know there's a way I can make this bigger. Oh, well, I can just scoot it up close to me. This is a new computer, you guys, so I'm not like really familiar with it that well. I'm still getting used to it. Okay, so this is an herbalist who left this comment, and I feel like it's imperative to read this because it sums up a lot. It says, as a board recognized herbalist in Colorado, as in I'm allowed to prescribe. Hold on, I cannot see this shit. Hold on, let me go closer. I'm allowed to prescribe medicine as a substitute or treatment and can be charged fully in the court of law for malpractice. I repeat, I cannot even begin to describe how mixing black ground pepper and dandelion is classified as poison mixing. There was so much wrong with her inconsistent dosages and mixtures, and it just kept going and going. I can proudly say and would to her face that the only reason she's not charged with the M word and or negligence is due to the documented consent given by him. She slowly, what is that word? I can't see it. She slowly thinned. Oh my gosh, she slowly thinned his blood due to the part of seizures. This is so extremely disturbing. And the fact that she also gives her children herbal mixtures is very, very troubling. Sorry, it took me crazy to read that, but it's very, very small and I need glasses. But that is a board certified herbalist. If you have not read that, or I'm going to put it in my everything that's in this live, I'm going to put in the description below, but you can also find it in the group. Literally, this is a board certified herbalist, and he is saying that all of these mixtures and everything that she's doing, pretending to be doctor, is basically dangerous. And the only reason why she hasn't been charged is because he consented her to be his caregiver, which that's allegedly. We don't even know if that's true. Yes, that is a board certified herbalist. Let me see something here. No. I was going to try to see if I can make it bigger so you guys could read it. Let me see. I downloaded it. So maybe it'll download and I'll be able to pull it up. But yeah, that is a definitely, I don't see why that person would lie. See, I download something and I can't even find it in my computer. Definitely need to learn how to work this computer, huh? But yeah, I know an herbalist and I am going to try to get a hold of her tomorrow and maybe I can do like an interview with her, because I remember that a long time ago she had reached out to my mother when she had cancer, and my mother was going to change her whole, her food habits and her ways of eating through this herbalist. So I don't think that an herbalist would just say that. But let's read that one more time, but not with it on screen because I cannot read that on screen. It's too cray for me. I gotta get me some glasses. Anyway, well, contacts. What the fuck? LASIK surgery? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna read this again. As a board recognized herbalist so that's what it said, in Colorado, as I am allowed to prescribe medicine as a substitute or treatment and can be charged fully in the court of law for malpractice. I repeat, I cannot even begin to describe how mixing black ground pepper, which she gives, this is for anybody who doesn't know, anytime Vaughn has a seizure, she always says that she gives him black cayenne pepper, and that usually stops or helps with his seizure. Okay, so that's why this herbalist is saying this. I cannot begin to describe how making black ground pepper and dandelion is classified as poison. It's a poison mixing. There was so much wrong with her inconsistent dosages and mixtures, and it just kept going and going. I can proudly say, and would to her face, that the only reason she is not charged with any murder and negligence is due to the documented consent given by him. She slowly thinned his blood to the point of seizures. This is so extremely disturbing. And the fact that she is also giving this to her children, all of these herbal mixtures, is very, very troubling. Okay. And then also, hold on. Sorry for who sent me messages and I didn't get it. Okay. So let's just get down to then what ultimately I think, because it's late here, but you guys are night owls like me, so it's all good, right? Wait a minute, it says 2 messages here. Why isn't it coming up? Okay. So do you guys remember how she said kava? So the side effects for kava is dry, scaly, flaky skin, yellowed skin, hair, fingernails, red eyes, puffy face, decreased ability to absorb protein, weight loss, lung problems, blood in your urine, blood cell disorders that can make it easier for you to bleed or get sick. Now, let's just be real here. There's side effects with everything. You know what I mean? Like anything that you take, there is side effects. And I think that is another irresponsible action by Dre McCray, because there is an audio, and it's going to be the last audio that I'm going to show you guys, where she is basically, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, but it's context of what I'm going to talk about and how I'm going to end this live. But it's context of her basically telling and manipulating Vaughn of what to tell the doctors that he takes and what he doesn't. And I can't tell you guys, I literally cannot tell you guys enough how dangerous that is. How dangerous. It is obvious that Dre thinks that she's a doctor, which hence why that's on my thumbnail. I really do feel that in this woman's heart and soul, she thinks that she is the doctor of the family, the last say of the family. She is the almost as if she has some kind of God complex. Do you guys see that as well? So it's never ending. And I personally, I think this case has blown up so much. Obviously, we know why it blew up, because initially her husband was being kept away from his mother. Now, I don't know if you guys watch, oh my gosh, what is her name? I'll find it. Which I love her. Well, I haven't watched her in Sherelle's World. I'm sorry, you guys. Sherelle's World. Another person that without a crystal ball screwed over, a collab she did and screwed her over too. But anyway, that's for a different day, probably tomorrow. But Sherelle's World had a very interesting live today. Please go subscribe to her, you guys. She's amazing. Support creators. Definitely, try to support Black creators too. Because it's definitely a lot harder for Black creators to thrive here on YouTube. But she's amazing. She has 300K subscribers, and she worked hard for her subscribers. I think she has a little bit more than that, but she did a live today, and she had a panel with a lot of different opinions. And I thought it was very interesting. Somebody on her panel that just straight up said that she understood. And I like different opinions too. I welcome it. Okay. Doesn't mean we have to agree, but I do like getting other perspectives of things. I do. And this person said that she understands why Dre McCray kept Vaughn from seeing his mother, because his mother wasn't there for him. And if that's how he felt, then Dre McCray should honor her husband. Okay. Now this lady's opinion. I would pull it up and play it for you guys, but I don't know how Sherelle's World is. I don't know if she likes people pulling up clips and playing her clips. She may not like it, but I encourage you guys to go over and watch it, because it was very interesting. It's always interesting to get other people's opinions about things instead of just your own. We all know that the majority, the masses, cannot stand this woman by now, because it doesn't take a genius to see the type of person that she is. However, I will never agree. And that's the reason why I paid attention to this case. I will never be okay or agree with her trying to stop his family from seeing him, or not notifying his family even when he got the brain injury and is ultimately in a coma. She should have reached out to his family. Those people, his family should have been the first people that he reached out to. And that's why I noticed this case. That's disgusting. And I'm sorry. Yes, if I was to, and I pray to God, I'm never in this position, God forbid, but let's just say that was to happen to my fiance, and he was in that same situation with his dad. Now, with my fiance's dad, he doesn't know him very well. His dad was not in his life. Long story. Maybe he'll tell you guys one day. But his dad was not in his life, and he's not close to his dad. But if something happened to my fiance and I'm power of attorney or whatever, and his dad just popped up, oh my God, this is happening to my son. Why didn't you call me? Blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. That would be the one and only time that I wouldn't. So let's say he was my husband. Okay. Technical husband, whatever. That would be the one and only time that I wouldn't honor my husband, because you don't keep family away from their child. You don't keep parents away from their child. Yes, it's an unfortunate thing that his dad may not have been in his life, but I would never say to his dad, I don't even think I could look at his dad and say, no, you can't see him, which shows what a cold-hearted woman she truly is, right? I feel like if that was me and I was in that position, there's a lot of other people that was like, and it wasn't just this lady, it was a whole bunch of people on panel saying, I would honor my husband. If my husband didn't want them to be around, then I would honor. That's the one and only time that I would not honor my husband. There's just no way. Yes, you can. Yes, please, Alyssa. Send it to, you can either send it to my email or my Facebook, either or. Either or, sweetie. And I will pull it up and show you. But yeah, go check out Sherelle's World's channel. And it may make some people mad, but you can't get mad over other people's opinion. You need to respect other people's opinions. And I feel like that's just the one and only time that I wouldn't honor my husband. I don't care. There's no way I could look at his father and say, no, you can't see him. And the fact that she did that shows, it just shows her heart. It shows her heart. It shows that she has a God complex. It shows that she's controlling. It shows that she's manipulative. It just shows that she's just an evil person, in my opinion. So let's read some comments. Let's go up a little bit. Did anyone see the video of them at the store buying bags and bags of mushrooms? No, I never seen that, Stella B. Never. What is GHB? Is it an herb? I think so, Ashley. In a couple of videos, she looks great. It's horrible. Tina, weightlifters also use GHB in addition to high. The GHB helped shorten the recovery time between workouts and such. Wow. No, GHB is not an herb. I'm pretty sure it's a pharmaceutical. Okay. Did she talk about that? All he needed was seizure medication, and that is it. I agree, Anastasia, 100%. That girl, I need to delete certain stuff from chat, just so you know. I tried. I leave it for a minute, but I don't want any issues. That's understandable. Yes, wouldn't that be proof that maybe she made him take it? No, he willingly took it, but she definitely has a lot to do with why he took it. You know what I mean? Internet GHB is made from a combination of gamma. Yeah. These substances are more commonly used as floor stripping solvents and drain cleaner. People take that. She always bragged how in love Vaughn was with her and their marriage. was perfect. It's crazy how delusional she is. I agree. And I'm not going to say that I don't think that I do believe that there was one time when they both genuinely loved each other. But in the same sense, I think the older Vaughn got, the wiser he got. And I think he realized that their relationship wasn't love. When you're isolated from your family, you're isolated from people you love, friends, and you don't have a job. You're literally sitting in the house basically catering to her. And watching the kids cleaning the house pretty much. And there's nothing wrong with being a house husband. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the same sense, it's not healthy to be isolated from the world. And that's exactly what she did to him. So that's not a relationship. And I think towards the end, of their relationship, because I do believe their relationship was coming to an end, I think that Vaughn grew up and he started realizing more and more. And like we all know, Vaughn married her at a very young age. He was 21 years old. That is very young. And he just started growing, just like that video that I showed you guys a couple days ago where he was yelling at her saying, you don't even listen to me, because you can tell that she's that type of woman that only talks to hear herself talk. And when anybody else responds to her, she doesn't actually listen to their response. She literally just listens so she can talk some more, to hear herself talk. She listens just to respond back. You know what I mean? I can just tell that she was the type of person that was literally driving him up the wall. And I could see that very clearly. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too. And it's crazy to me when she always talks about her relationship. She's always talking about how much Vaughn loves her. He's so in love with me. He's so obsessed with me, blah, 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 blah. She talked more about how much he loves her than versus how much she loves him. Like when I'm speaking of my relationship, I'm speaking of how much I love him and the wonderful things that I love about him. However, when she's speaking of their relationship, she's speaking of how much he loves her. You guys really have to pay attention to that. Look at that every single time she's talking about the love that they share, how much he loves her. It's all about her. My friend G was mixed with something that starts with F. That's why he passed. Oh, I'm sorry, Tina, that he passed. There's things that can be laced. Absolutely, Tina. Yes, but the fact is, Vaughn did a video 2 weeks before he was in coma saying he talked to his family and planned to keep talking to them. And his dad says they have been talking. She just doesn't let him. Exactly. She isolated him from everybody. Tina, that's how I ever knew what it was. My gay friends party, but they don't do that, thank God. Well, that's good. That video where he was so excited about talking to his mom, brothers, and friends, he couldn't wait to see them. Absolutely. He was so happy that he spoke with them. So happy. And she looked like she was just like upset. Then Goose, the K drug shouldn't be used in comments or on panel. Just FYI, it may trigger. It may. That's why we use K. I use it sometimes. There's some creators that said it does not trigger anything. And then there are some who just say K just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'm going to pull up that video too. Thank you so much for sending me that, Alyssa. She hasn't even addressed the fact that he tried to unalive himself. And that's for a reason, Stella. That girl. I don't believe it's been typed here. I've only seen Special K, Special T, or kratom. Yes, if it's been typed, I don't think it's that big of an issue. I really, really don't. You just have to be careful with how much you say it. You know how it is, so perhaps of them better go. I don't know, to lead away if it was me. No offense ever. What are you talking about? Special K is something else entirely. Yeah, that's what Dre says, Special K. I know, but people are using the 3 terms instead of saying or typing the actual word. It's okay. She comes across as so selfish and greedy. Couldn't help him with 2,000 for desperately needing help. Yet she got new wigs and new outfits and nails done. Makes me sick. I know. It does. Haven't heard that yet, Kelly. I totally agree with you. You have to be real evil to do that to the family. I may or may not have Goose. I hope not. I would like to see. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Though Special K is something even worse. I personally don't like Special K. I would rather just say the word, but I feel like Raza is her next. Ooh, if something happens to Vaughn, I hope not, Ashley. That is very sad, and it's just, I don't know. I don't even want to think about it, but the way she's so heavy into her religion and, you know, the things that she says, the things that comes out of her mouth, it's very scary. I can understand why people are concerned for the children. However, I do not condone what people like Katie Joy is doing. I do not condone going outside of her house or invading her privacy or anything like that. But I do believe that there is and there should be concern for the children, because to me, like I said, I feel like, in my opinion, watching this woman, she needs help. This woman needs help. This is not safe. The things that she is doing, I just don't think she understands that you are messing with people's lives here. This is your family. You can't experiment on your family to see what works and what doesn't. You can't do that, because you don't know what could affect your family. And it's obvious. Nobody knows what happened that day but her and Vaughn. And Vaughn is in a coma. I pray to God that he gets out of this coma. I really, really do. I know people said that there's no way or whatever. I disagree, but that's just my belief. I pray that he does, because, you know, no one deserves. I'm just going to get emotional, you guys. I'm just saying that I pray that he gets through this. I know that miracles happen every day. I've been a witness to it many, many of times. Okay, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. GHB is a scheduled controlled substance, meaning that it is a high potential has a high potential for abuse. No currently accepted medical use and treatment in the United States. But did she, well, I hope she's not doing that too. Goose, there must be different GHB because it's a drug charge you can catch. And also, I only know of the GHB that's illegal. A bunch of non-melanated people started taking credit for Sebi's life's work. Dre was doing it all wrong. She's an extremist. Exactly. Like I said, I don't know that much about Dr. Sebi, and I know that there are people who swear by his whole, you know, alkaline vegan diet and all of those things. To me, looking at it, I'm sorry, it looks miserable to me, but that's just me, you guys. Everybody's different. And I'm not saying that I would never be vegan, because I do believe one day my family and I will be. But at the same sense, I personally, she did it all wrong, in my opinion. I'd be so upset. Vaughn had to know she was telling all of his business to her supporters groups. I'd be mad if someone was telling all my business online, then videos of the coma. No respect for her husband at all. No respect. It's still sending? Okay. The name I was born with isn't even safe these days. It seems like nothing's safe, Natasha. She was talking about general comments. I said if they were mine, delete them because I won't be mad. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. You can actually get a prescription for it to treat narcolepsy. That's why I said it was a prescription. Oh, you can get it as a prescription. Does anyone remember the 2 videos when she couldn't handle Raza? Then she made a video where Vaughn's mom couldn't handle him. Wait, she made a video where Vaughn's mom couldn't handle him, so he went to his grandma's. She is doing the same with Raza. I haven't seen that video, Shelly Scott, at all. I know Vaughn's mom has never seen Raza, and that's just what I've seen and what Letitia says. Just call it K, because lots are thinking of Special K. They do in Europe, but not in the U.S. It's something that's usually known for being illegal, but in the U.S. you can actually get a script for it to treat narcolepsy. Oh, it's a tranquilizer. Oh, okay. Yes, exactly, Natasha. Katie Joy, what hasn't she done? Help with the capital letters. Her YouTube page, the McCray Tribe, has the mushroom video. Go watch that. I definitely will. Thank you, Tina. I hope they question the girls, and I'm sorry, but her kids look so unkept. I don't personally. I feel like I'm just going to stick to, I really do feel like she needs help with managing all this for sure. She needs help. Oh, I'm sure they have a lot of info. Goose, yeah, thanks. I just Googled it, said there's a form of it for that. Gosh, there's lots of different forms, it seems like. Oh, okay. Callie K, it is the same drug and it is not used in the US anymore, only Europe. She typed can instead of can't. Goose, are you going vegan? One day, I'm sure she will. Thank you for being here, Sandy. Thank you guys all for being here so late. No. Her mom was babysitting and Vaughn's friend, okay, had to go to her house and help Dre's mom handle Raza. Oh, I did not see that video. If you have it, you can send it to me. Yeah, she's always doing the most, getting on my nerves. KJ's been putting out that she was treating him with benzos and opiates in addition to the K and the valerian root and passion flower. That's seriously a huge interaction, and benzo withdrawals cause seizures. That is true, and I know Katie Joy has been putting out a lot. What the hell happened? Oh, who says, that girl, I've been helping take care of my mom a lot, and I'm just exhausted, but I wouldn't miss a live if I could help it. The video itself is large. It's too large to send, so I sent the link for the video on Facebook. Okay. I can't go vegan. I like cheese, steak, and seafood too much. I'm so sad for Raza. He has suffered with belly aches and toothaches. She won't make them an appointment, but will get her nails done. Yeah, I heard somebody, I think it may have been the little boy, which sounds so cute, by the way. He reminds me of my little guy, to be honest with you. And he said to Mommy, my tooth hurts. I need to make you a dentist appointment. And of course, she was live and not paying attention. I sent it to your Facebook Messenger. I'm so sorry. I think it's sent a few times. I'm not sure. That's okay. I'm going to go check right now, and that'll probably be the last video I show. Hold on. I will look it up. Yep, that's it. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, it's sent multiple times. And I will show you guys. And this will be the last video because I'm not trying to keep you guys up forever. Even though we're all insomniacs up in this bitch.
And when he yawns, like, he'll stick out his tongue and then, like, he'll move his head, and, like, he squints his eyes all hard.
Okay. All insomniacs up in this bitch. I'm about to change my memberships, one of the things, to insomniacs. How's that sound? Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull this up real quick and show you guys. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Let me share my screen.
You haven't tried it yet? Karen, I'm going to get soursop very soon.
Soursop?
Yep.
Like the fruit?
No.
I don't think it's the fruit. No. I think we're talking about two different things.
Well, no, we are talking. Well, I'm talking about soursop leaves. You probably are talking about fruit. But I am going to get it very soon, and I know it's going to be amazing.
Okay, sis, I'm going to start on the noodles.
Aww.
Sis, I am going to need help on
It's
the
for seizures. Sours. A sarsaparilla? Is that what you're saying? I tossed and washed sarsaparilla earlier. And I felt a really good, positive difference. I don't know if it's me. Is it affecting me already? I feel something.
Ever since the electric eats, I want to find a wild pineapple.
Soursop, no worries. I think I feel something good. I'm gonna take more. All right, listen. Y'all gonna have to take care of me. That's all I gotta say. Have you tried Stinky Toe? I haven't. I should give it to Boo so that she could try it though.
What?
Stinky Toe.
Oh, you can try my stinky toe, Maya.
Jamaican stinking toe powder. It's supposed to make your food sweet.
Like if you lick it, it'll taste good?
It's a powder.
Oh. But does it make your feet taste sweet?
No. It's not.
I don't think we're on the same page.
Well, yeah, we're not on the same page, girl. Okay, let's do Symone. What was the one that started with the D? Damiana. Have sarsaparilla root also, but mine is literally the roots, so I boil it on the stove. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It stinks.
Stinky toe?
Stinky toe really do stink. What?
Does it smell like a stinking toe?
Someone's asking questions. I need to get questions.
If it stinks, it probably smells like a stinking toe. That's why it's called it. Ooh.
Okay, I took a lot. Thank you, Stephanie. That was a lot, y'all. So hard to go home.
No, it's like noodles. Bella, please make them thin. I won't. You're gonna help me with the noodles. But I have to both ramen.
What are you making, baby?
Ramen.
You're making ramen?
I can't take it. I can't wait for you to put in the Amazon order. So we're making spelt noodles, and the spelt noodles taste delicious. I have a machine.
Okay.
And then we're gonna be making our own noodles.
I will buy you a noodle machine if you make noodles and they taste good now.
I can do that. Okay.
Ew, Karen. She said, I did not order stinking toe because I literally thought of an old man's smelly toe.
Ew. But the crust and all. Why did that make me think of Grandma's
A
feet?
toenail
I
that's...
thought of Grandpa's feet. Yellow toenails.
Oh.
Yes, her yellow toenails. Grandma doesn't have yellow toenails. I thought it was Pop that had yellow toenails.
He has yellow toenails?
I don't know, but
Grandma doesn't.
okay, Grandma does. Grandma's feet are massive. They are big.
Grandma has big feet.
I don't know. It looks like a man's feet. I'm just glad I didn't get those genetics. You kind of do.
Hey,
Once she grows up,
Uh-uh.
they're
Bella
massive.
will always have small feet.
Her feet are, I wouldn't say small, I would say semi-thin, but they're long. Don't be bashing my feet, Maya. Hey, you're talking about Papa's feet and how they're yellow. I'm talking about how I want to with your feet.
She's saying facts. And because
I am. No. Bella's feet are big.
they are a good size for her.
Okay, so was anybody taking count of how many of those she took? Because for one, that was a tablespoon, not a teaspoon. What I'm assuming here is she has taken so much of it throughout the years, she built up a tolerance to it, right? Now, from people's comments that I have read, I'm sure she's addicted. People's comments that I have read who have taken K, they say straight up that stuff is nasty. Like, it is the nastiest stuff ever. And here she is taking, I'm going to say it looked like 5 or 6 tablespoons of K.
Like it was nothing.
Right. Like it was nothing. That is, hello. And then tells her kids, oh, you guys are going to have to take care of me. Sorry, Dre. It's your job to take care of your kids. It looked like 5 to me. That's what it looks like. And I almost looked at like 6. I'll go back and count it. It looked like a lot. I just want to say, Jamie, I love you. Thank you for sending me this as well. Thank you guys for sending me things. Even if I don't play all of them today, I'm definitely playing some tomorrow. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I needed this. I needed this one last clip to show you guys. So thank you, Jamie.
That sounds really bad, but I just get that. But then I remember it's my fault. I know that sounds really bad, but I just get that frustrated with him sometimes. But then I remember it's my fault. Why would I expect a child to act normal whenever I'm giving them stuff to act crazy? You know? Sugar changes these kids so bad. So whenever I'm feeling, it's so hard to do, but I really look at myself like this is what you get. It's still not good for the girls to, you know, for us to continually indulge, but they don't, their behaviors don't, aren't affected like Raza's. And I'm sure they are in different ways, which is still not good. You know, just I'm not even enjoying this car ride right now because I feel like I have to. That's so bad, and I know I don't have to do that with you guys. Just kind of like.
We all know that sugar, you know, definitely makes our kids go a little bit cuckoo. I know my kids go cray cray when they get sugar. That's why I try to limit them getting a lot of sugar, especially for their teeth. And that's why my kids' teeth are in pretty good shape. But I will honestly say that I am basically wanted to show you guys. In my opinion, it looked like about 4 to 5 grams. It's definitely nasty. I know she's looking for a high and a sedative. She is a Fruit Loop. Skull Babe, I think you're right. I know someone who used it to get off. Wow. Okay. Holy shnikes. That's just proof of how strong these herbs are. You need to be, it needs to be dosed properly, just like a pharmaceutical. Height, size, and weight plays a factor, and she's tiny. And so are her kids. It's scary. It is very scary. And another thing, too, and if I could find the clip, I will definitely show you guys or make a video out of it. But it was basically her in the clip. And what was she talking about? Oh my gosh. She was telling Vaughn to, because she was about to take him to the hospital, and she was telling Vaughn not to tell the doctor what type of what type of herbal supplements that he was taking. She was saying, just tell them that you take this for your seizures and that's it. Don't tell them that you take anything else. And obviously, I can show you a clip to back it up. It's just going to take me a while to find it. If anybody else finds it, you can send it to me. But you can't do that, and it shows. It very, very much shows how irresponsible she was as a caregiver to Vaughn, because even I think people need to understand the magnitude or whatever of how serious it is. Herbs can be just as serious, if not more serious, than actual Western medication. You have to, I think people get it twisted, and they maybe are a little bit naive when it comes to herbs, and they think because it's natural that it's okay and that it doesn't affect you, and that it may not, even if you're taking Western medication and herbs, that it wouldn't affect that Western medication. That's not true. Okay. Any herbs that you're taking, you need to make sure that it is approved by your doctor. And if you don't see a doctor, then you need to see a professional, certified, board certified herbalist, because mixing these things together, and there are some people who do take herbs, obviously, and they take Western medication. And mixing those two together can be detrimental. It can be deadly. You have to be careful with herbs just as much as Western medication, pharmaceuticals. You have to be careful. And I think a lot of people, including Dre, just takes it for, I think she really is naive in a lot of the sense, thinking it's herbs, it's good for your body, it's natural. That's not always the case. Sometimes the herbs, and this may not be everyone's opinion, this is just my opinion. Sometimes herbs can be more strong and powerful than actual Western medication. So if you're against Western medication, that's fine. And if you're against going to see doctors, that's fine too. But you need to make sure that you are seeing a professional. So you know the correct doses that you should be taking, and you know the correct doses that you should be giving to your family. And this woman, hence the title of my live stream and my thumbnail, this woman was walking around her home playing doctor. And to me, obviously, making things worse, starting problems that didn't even exist until she started playing doctor. And you can't do that. Okay? They always say that nobody knows your body better than you do. And that's true. We all know our own bodies. We all know that when something may be wrong, sometimes, like with myself, I may think everything's wrong because I suffer from anxiety. Sometimes I'm very paranoid. I'm a hypochondriac. I'm a lot of those things. So, and there's so many different instances, but I think when it comes to Dre, her playing doctor is going to ultimately be her demise. And it's unfortunate. It's still fortunate because there's so much evidence out there, you guys. There is so much evidence that she is not going to be able to escape. The evidence is there. There's too much documented videos out there. The woman went live every chance that she gets. Now there's too much documented evidence out there that shows how she literally, there's another video, okay, and I will try to find that and play that tomorrow, where she blatantly says, I'm the caregiver in this home, I'm the doctor in this home, I'm the teacher of this home, I'm the CEO, everything, I'm the heart of this home, I run this home. All of those things. She claimed to be all of those things. And she wasn't. She never was. You cannot play, and you may not look at it as playing, but it's a figure of speech. You cannot play with people's lives like that. It's almost as if she was experimenting on Vaughn, in my personal opinion. And I personally think, I'm not going to get into what I feel just yet of what I think happened, or my interpretation of what I think happened, but I definitely think it has a lot to do with overdose. And I think she had a lot to do with that, but that's just my opinion, allegedly. But all I'm saying is that this woman crossed boundaries. And I will never, ever, ever knock anybody for choosing to stay away from Western medication. That's your choice. And everyone has their own reasoning for doing things. But in the same sense, you have to be careful, and you need to make sure that you're seeing someone who's certified in telling you what's good and what's not. You need a professional opinion. You cannot just walk around doing these types of things yourself, because like I said, you cannot be naive when it comes to these types of things. Herbs and all of these things, like I said, sometimes they can be more serious than actual Western medication. Natural supplements are not necessarily always good. They can be very beneficial, but it doesn't always end that way. Just like with her giving like sleep medication, she calls it the knockout tea, and I think somebody sent me a video on that too. It's called the knockout tea. Okay, but here's the thing: when you're constantly giving your child all of these herbal mixtures of teas, then he's going to build immunity to it. And then he's not going to be able to sleep without it. Is that what you want? Like with my children, it's summertime. They're up. They're not up now, but sometimes they'll be up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I don't care. It's summer. That's my household. If you don't like it, oh well. Okay? That's my household. We're not very strict on them in the summer. They can sleep in the summer. They don't have school. When they have school, we're very strict. There's a difference. But it's summertime. But sometimes I'm not against melatonin, but I don't give my child melatonin on an everyday basis. Every once in a while, maybe once a month, if he has trouble sleeping, I'll give him melatonin. But I'm not just giving him a melatonin to knock him out. That's not going to help him. How's that going to help him? That's going to help him get dependent upon melatonin, and then he's not going to be able to sleep without it, right? It's just ridiculous. It really is. My goodness. But anyway, like I was saying, she thought she was a doctor, and it's unfortunate and it's sad that her children, I hope that she's not giving large doses or anything like that to her children, but it is obvious that she is managing her household very irresponsibly. Her children aren't even in school, and if she's homeschooling them, great. Everything I say is allegedly my opinion, but there's documented evidence out there to prove that she said her children are in Slay University. Okay. This is life. This is not a game. And to me, it's almost as if she doesn't have, like with what most people say, she's delusional. And she's delusional in a very, very bad way. Very bad way. Okay, I'm going to read some comments. Then we're going to wrap it up because we've been live for quite some time now. She had to know what she was doing, though, because she never had any medical issues. That's true. But her body may be different. Let's slay Dre McCray. Her body may be different. You can literally cause a miscarriage using herbs. Not kidding, Teaya. Teaya is definitely right. And they can shut down your organs if you take too much. It's true. Herbal meds can be very beneficial. They can be effective, but sometimes they have to be taken in the right way, or they can be very dangerous. Just because it comes from earth doesn't mean you should ingest it. That's true. It's true. I was taking supplements called Ship for fibromyalgia. I got prescribed clonidine and checked online and found out it was dangerous to take them together. Wouldn't have known if I didn't look. Exactly. And that's why you always, for her to sit there and tell Vaughn, don't tell the doctor that you're taking this, don't tell him that you're taking that. That's bad, you guys. That's bad, because herbal supplements can counteract with Western medication, pharmaceutical. They can counteract each other. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it can turn out very badly. Very badly. Thank you for sharing that, Llama Girl. She was mixing things or giving too much to Vaughn. I agree. I believe she knew what she was doing. And a lot of people do. The K does take the edge off withdrawal. It's used for pain. She has no idea what harm she has done. I agree. Skull babe. I agree. And now she's not posting like normal. I think that, and this is allegedly in my opinion, I think she was advised by her attorney not to speak. Let's slay Dre McCray, I think. Thank you, Zally. Yeah, the CEO, that's what she calls herself. The dogs and chickens were first. Right. I get bad vibes seeing her, and I was born with psychic abilities. That's awesome, Natasha Richardson. I definitely get, I don't like her aura. You know what I'm saying? And that's the abilities that I was born with. I'm an empath, and I don't like her vibe. I don't like her whole demeanor. There's something about her I didn't like, but she didn't always used to be like that, you guys. I used to watch her, and I don't know what happened. I watched her for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and I think a lot of people said when she broke her leg, I had no idea that she broke her leg, but a lot of people said when she broke her leg and then she was prescribed like medication, she changed. I don't know if that's true or not, but with me, I just stopped watching her because, like I said, I wasn't interested in her content anymore. I just felt like her whole demeanor, it's almost as if her getting so big kind of got to her head, and I didn't like that. I was happy for her success, but I just didn't like success shouldn't make you get worse. Success should make you get better. It should make you grow. It should make you want to be a better person. It shouldn't make your attitude get stank. It shouldn't. That's just my opinion. You should be grateful. And she just didn't seem very grateful to me. There's a ton of vitamins and supplements I cannot take. They'll land me in the ER. Exactly. You have to be careful with anything that you take. Not yet. But I do think she's on her way there. CEO of YouTube. Oh, thank you, Natasha. You always look beautiful. I got bitten by a rattlesnake last Sunday. Best believe that I went to the hospital. Yes, that's important to go to the hospital for that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what would she do since they don't like Western medication? They don't like going to the doctors. Like, what would she do, God forbid, if something like that would happen, like getting bit by a rattlesnake? Are you just going to not go to the hospital and get that treated? Like, I don't know. You posted them both on Twitter. Melatonin is banned in the UK. Really, Llama Girl? Wow. I will, Jamie. Yeah. Every once in a while, if he's having trouble sleeping, I don't have anything against melatonin, but every single day, absolutely. Like for now, it's summertime. There's no reason for him to take that. But when he's having trouble sleeping, I'm not against melatonin at all. It's a personal preference thing. Absolutely. Time is relevant in the summer at my house. Exactly, Zaylee. Zaylee, I do hope you're okay by a rattlesnake, but your point, I think, pretty much sums it up. If you get bit by a rattlesnake, are you not going to go to the hospital? Like, if you weren't to go to the hospital, Zaylee, wouldn't that mean that the poison would run through your body? I don't know how that works with rattlesnakes, but I do know that it's deadly. So it just makes me think about what would she do if something like that happened? Are you going to God forbid, and I'm not saying that it was, I'm just using it as example because people who say they don't like Western medication, what if something serious like that happens? If somebody gets bit by a rattlesnake, are you just going to sit there and be like, okay, let me give you these herbs. This will stop the poisonous from going through you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you're okay, Zaylee. It's a personal preference thing. Exactly. Everything in moderation. And for some people, especially children, even some of anything is too much. Absolutely. Because to be honest with you, when I was told about melatonin, and it was from his doctor, I got it approved by his doctor. He even said moderation is fine. If he's tired, melatonin is 100% fine. Doctors sometimes don't tell it all, though. You know, like, I know that if he takes it every single day, that's not good for him. You know what I mean? Like, that's just common sense. Not to Dre McCray, but that's common sense. You definitely have an elegant way of delivering this info. You're careful not to offend anyone, and you also write with all points you're making. Well done. You, unlike KJ, know what you're talking about. Well, thank you, Honey Locklear, like Heather Locklear. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I wish it wasn't illegal here. It helped me. I wish it wasn't illegal here. It helped me with when I lived in the U.S. with my sleep. So I wonder why it's illegal, Llama Girl. Maybe because it's addictive? Maybe? I don't know. My niece takes sleepy gummies. My son doesn't take anything like that. Well, that's good. And that's your choice too, Natasha. Yeah, I'm good. It was a dry bite, so it only pain a day. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, babe. She's for sure not with us mentally. No. She used to be such a nice person. Yes, she was. I enjoyed watching her. Like I said, if it wasn't for Dre, I wouldn't be able to make a straight wing. That girl can slay a wing. That girl can do some makeup. She is very, very talented. I'll never take that away from her. And I'm not the type of person, just because I don't like somebody, that I don't give props where it's due. That woman can do some makeup. And I learned a lot. And she was definitely the inspiration into why I wanted to somewhat become a beauty influencer and turn it into a career. But like I said, something happened and I didn't like her vibe. I didn't like the way she was anymore. And a little bit of subscribers can get to your head. It can. I promise you guys that will never happen to me. I will never be that way. But for some people, it's like that. And like I said, success shouldn't make you worse. It shouldn't make you be a horrible person. Success should make you grow. It should make you a better person. And to me, it wasn't making her a better person. And I just stopped watching her. Every now and then, though, I would go back and check on her, though. And she was doing her thing. And then she started doing the paparazzi shit. But I just didn't feel her vibes anymore. She hooked an addiction. She has to be. She never was like this when Vaughn was still in the military. Yeah, and then she talked Vaughn into leaving the military, which is ridiculous. So anyone going to take PK this coming weekend? Going to Lake PK? What's that? Zaylee? Always research. You are right. Always do your research, but I will always say anything that you take, anytime you want to make that drastic of a change to where you're not, taking herbal or you're not taking Western medication, definitely check with your doctor first. Definitely. My ex-sister-in-law's mother got very sick from natural supplements issued by her church, Seventh-day and Adventist. I don't know how to say that, and ended up in the hospital. I've heard a lot of people say that, Goose. I've heard a lot of people say that. Is she okay, though? I'm sure she's okay. I'm glad she's okay. I also believe for myself someone else was there with her that day. I just think her friend is scared to speak. I agree. Somebody was there. Somebody's seen something. You have to be your own advocate and check drug interactions for yourself. True. But when it comes to herbal medication, I think if you're on Western medication and you just do what Dre did and you just cut cold turkey and you say, I'm done with Western medication, you need to check with your doctor. And if you don't have a doctor, you need to find one, because you can't just make that drastic of a change, especially if you're taking something daily. Make that drastic of a change and from Western medication to herbal medication, and you have no idea what you're doing. You just can't do that. You need to see a herbalist, all of those things, But as far as like medicine over the counter, or you're picking up melatonin or something like that, all those natural supplements, you definitely need to look up and do your research and say, hey, does this, interact with the Nexium that I take every day? You know what I mean? So I understand that. You're beautiful. Thank you for covering this. Justice for Vaughn. Amen. Amen. And let's put that banner up. Okay. Oh, thanks, Skull Babe. Welcome to the Glam Fam. Thank you for becoming a member, beautiful. She called 911 for her daughter, but not for Vaughn. Exactly. Nebula, did you see the kid's hair? Brittle. She clearly doesn't know how to handle mixed hair, yet she always has her plastic wig styled properly. Nebula, and I like that name. Absolutely. It's very important, and I think this is with a lot of people. When you are a white mother and you have children who are biracial, it is definitely a task and it's just depending upon the texture of their hair. Every biracial child, their hair is a different texture, but she definitely, the one thing that I noticed that's very important, just from me noticing off top, and I don't like to talk about the kids too much, but I will say she needs to put some moisturizer in their hair, some pink oil moisturizer, some kind of oil or grease in their hair. And I'm not talking about grease that you cook with. Some people don't know, but it's like it's a moisturizer for African American people or biracial people, and you can tell that she does not do any of that. And you think you would educate yourself, because most of there's a lady on Facebook, and her daughter is biracial, and she actually does tutorials on her daughter's hair, on how she does her daughter's hair, how she keeps it moisturized every time she washes it. If I can find her, because I mentioned her, I'll link her in the description below, because she's absolutely amazing. But Dre's on Facebook. It's not hard to look it up and see how to take care of a biracial child's hair, or how to take care of African American hair. And you can definitely tell she does none of that. None of that. Teaya, lots of drugs are banned here, like Xanax and Ativan. Yeah, they're very strict in the UK, Llama Girl. I get that. That girl. Oh, my point was just that supplements can definitely interact poorly with medications. Absolutely, Jamie. Absolutely. The side effects I see. I know, Joannie. I was just saying, even the best doctor can't help if you're forgetful like me. My dad even helps me cross-check new meds and their ingredients. Yes. When you're on a lot of medication, I could only imagine how hard that is if you want to go to like use a natural supplement, how hard that is to look up what interacts with this one, what interacts with that, and counteracts and all that kind of stuff. So I get that. Melatonin pills, gummies eventually stop working if you're taking them constantly. Now and then is good. Now and then, yes. Only now and then for my kids. Loads of drugs are illegal here that you get to have. Also, a lot of chemicals in your foods are banned here in Europe. I know. It makes you question things, though. It really does, of why some things are legal here in the U.S. She gave him concoction of black peppercorns and dandelion, and that mixture is poison. That's what the specialist said. I'm so behind. I love that woman with her daughter and taking care of her hair, teaching her how to love herself. Yes, she is so amazing. She's so amazing. Hey, AT2, how you doing? AT2 is amazing. I'm mixed with a lot of stuff too, so yeah, so am I. But I will honestly say that she needs to put some moisturizer in her hair, and it's not hard to figure that out. So, and I can tell you what, and this is what my fiance always says, If your kids don't look better than you, then you're not balling. And it's kind of a figure of speech, because your kids should always look better than you. Your kids should always have better shoes than you do. Your kids should always have better clothes than you do. And let me tell you, I have boys. If I had a little girl, Lord, would that girl look better than me. Okay? But I have little boys. They always look better than us. I can tell you that right now. So we all try to look our best, but our boys are always going to look better than us. And, you know, it is what it is. Tia, many are to make you addicted to the foods. Also, I wonder if it's because you guys have to pay for healthcare and it's not free, so the stuff makes you seek the pharmaceuticals. That's, maybe we can do a video about that one day, Llama Girl. That would be very interesting. The babies always come first. Absolutely. My kids are me. My kids are me, but white boys too. They look completely white. My kids don't. They look biracial. Do you think she will go to prison? I can't say. CEO of YouTube. I can't say. And that's the last question I'm going to ask you guys before I end this. It's 4:00 in the morning here. I always have a blast talking to you guys. And we can go on and on and on. I think I've been live for a few hours here. What do you guys think will happen? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll read some of them. Let me know. Like, what do you think's going to happen? She just seems like the type of woman that gets away with everything. And I'm just being real. I'm a realist. And that's what it seems like with me. Like, she just seems like the type of woman that just gets off with stuff, you know? She's a master manipulator. I will say that. She is not anywhere near reality. Like, she is gone. She is far gone. And I'm not talking about her mental health. I'm talking about she is the epitome of delusional, in my opinion. Look up delusional in the dictionary. Her name is right there. And I'm sure there's a lot of delusional people around here, but she is just, I understand that she goes to church and she believes in God and all of these things. I get it. But you literally, to me, it's a huge contradiction, because you go to church, you praise God, you're a Christian, and you want to do everything correctly, and you want to follow God and all of these things, and be a very, very strict to your religion. But here's the thing. You yourself have a God complex, in my opinion. I feel like that woman thinks that there's no one to sit there and say that our love is going to heal him. Well, that's wonderful in fantasy land, but this is reality. This is reality. And to me, she doesn't grasp the concept of reality. So it's a hard thing to say of whether I think that she's going to prison or anything like that. I personally don't know yet. I don't know the answer to that question. Do I hope that she gets some kind of help and punishment for what she's done? Absolutely. But here's the thing, and we need to think critically. And the only thing I will say with 100% certainty is we don't know everything yet. And the only person that does is Dre and Vaughn. Okay. So we can sit here and, create different scenarios in our head, and we can sit here and allegedly say things and make assumptions and make accusations. We can definitely do those things, brainstorm, and you don't have to feel guilty for thinking the way that you think, but you also have to make sure that you are thinking critically. And thinking critically means not everything is what it seems, and we don't know what happened. These are just things that we're seeing because she has such erratic behavior that there's more to the story, but we don't know if the story is just the story. There's a whole bunch of different things that could be but we don't know. So that's why I can't sit here and say I think she's going to go to prison or anything like that, because like I said, we still don't know everything yet. And until we know everything, it's not good to make that kind of assumption, in my opinion. Does that make sense? If the government paid for our health care, a lot of things would change. I agree. Yeah, I like doing live streams like that. My 16-year-old steals my whole shoes, skirts, and makeup along with my jackets. So I assume I got good choices. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jamie. And everyone's different. If she truly did anything illegal, I hope she goes to prison. Absolutely. I'm blown away with the medical field in America. A mother goes without. Absolutely. Good night, Anastasia. Thank you so much for being here, sweetie. Good night, that girl. Thank you for being here. Thanks for everything. Good night. I don't want to say your name. Is it Joannie? Tool MS PhD. Thank you for being here. I'm doubtful, but so pissed after watching her husband seize and she does nothing. It's horrible. How can she manipulate professionals? Oh, you can manipulate professionals. You can manipulate professionals. Absolutely. I don't care what he wished. I don't care what he wished for. I can never sit back, watch my husband seize, and not freak out and call 911. Absolutely. I think she will definitely get knocked off her high horse, just like Lori Vallow. I agree. Natasha Richardson, same way. Gypsy Rose ended up killing her mom. Yep. I feel like if we the people keep awareness to this case, she will eventually get get in some sort of trouble. That's what I'm saying. I truly believe that she is going to have some accountability for her actions, but in the same sense, I don't feel like, and that's what we'll go through tomorrow, I don't feel like there was enough of investigation on the scene. But then again, they may not be telling us stuff because they don't want to compromise the case. So it could be a whole bunch of things. But do I hope that she is punished for what she did? Absolutely. Lock her up and throw away the key, in my opinion. She needs to be away. But in the same sense, I don't know what happened, and I feel like there's things that should have happened on the scene. I just wish that, I hope that they do something, okay? Especially for the sake of the children, in my opinion. No, she's not in our reality. I want Vaughn to wake up and tell us what really was happening. I don't think someone who just received a settlement will take his life unless she was withholding his money from him. Amen. That's true, but I pray she gets help and punishment. Exactly. That's where I'm at. She has placed enough alleged circumstantial evidence on herself to face charges, in my opinion. I agree. If Vaughn wakes up, he won't be able to talk. Right. I can't half think or type. I'm pretty sleepy. Yes, everybody needs to go to sleep. Robbie girl, I am GW, and I assure you, we do not act like that. We don't manifest, rub saliva on people, and we can eat whatever we want. If she is guilty, I want her to go to prison. I agree. Yes, those babies need protection. I believe they're doing a lot of major investigating. I just hope they make a move before it's too late. I agree. And that's the last thing that I'm going to say. And on that note, and thank you for sharing that, Robbie girl. I appreciate that. It's wild how it's there. I lived there for 10 years and couldn't get my head around having to pay for healthcare, even though, yeah, it sucks that we have to pay for healthcare. So here's the thing. I think ultimately, with the investigation, I think there's so many things that they'll never tell us. They're never going to tell us things, due to having not ruining the integrity of the case. But if you read the police report, I feel like there's things that they should have confiscated that they didn't. But I hope that they are feeling the pressure and they're working hard on this case, because ultimately, no matter what, I allegedly, in my opinion, I think she's guilty of something. Okay, we all know that she's guilty of mental and verbal abuse, but the way she's mixing all these concoctions and all of these things, and claiming to be this herbalist doctor, and she's the doctor of her home and things like that, and doing it so irresponsibly, there needs to be consequences to that. And as far as especially her husband, there is something deeper that happened. I just don't want to say yet what my theory is yet, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. I appreciate you guys all being here. It was live for a couple of hours, and I enjoy all of you guys. Thank you for interacting with me. This is a very dark, sensitive case, and I was looking on my computer, and when I first started talking about this case was 7 days ago, when kind of almost it's hard to believe that this whole case isn't like a month old. Like, this is very recent. Everything that's happening is recent. This case has literally blown up, and there's so many people talking about it now. I do think that it's going to end up going global. I do. Because there's a lesson to be learned here with this. And I think that's why people are so interested in this case, because there's a lesson. She's not the only one in this world who's pretending to be an herbalist doctor and self-medicating with herbs and pretending to be a doctor to her whole entire family. She's not the only one. And I think that there is a huge lesson to be learned in this. And that's why so many people are talking about it, because everything that she's done up to this point is documented. This woman went live daily, 3-4 times a day, maybe more. I don't think I have ever seen a beauty influencer have so much footage, an enormous amount of footage. I've never seen an influencer have so much footage. And I'm not just talking, obviously, of makeup tutorials, just her whole life in general. And why I liked her before is because she was very captivating. Very captivating. She knew how to engage an audience, and I like that about her. And that's why I think so many people started really adoring Dre, because she's not afraid to let people in on her life. It's like, take me or leave me. This is how I am. Either you're going to accept me or you're not. However, a lot of people keep thinking that Dre was happy, and, she acted as though she was happy, but it was a persona. And being in an MLM company, MLM, whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about, marketing, network marketing, whatever, being in those types of company, you have to put on a persona. You have to put on this fake image. And a lot of people keep thinking, I can't believe that, she's like this, especially people like myself or people who have been a subscriber of hers or a follower of hers. They're like, I believe that Dre has always been like this. I just think that the mask is falling off. I think in the beginning she was, but once she started making money and getting subscribers, the shit got to her head. But I don't think she was ever really happy. I think that was an image that she had to maintain for being in network marketing, because I've been in network marketing, and you have to maintain an image, and that image is the perfect life, the perfect family. But no one has so much documented live streams like this woman, and that's why this case is going to blow up, because that's what people like to see. They like to see evidence, of the crime. They like to see the evidence, and it's out there. It's overwhelming, you guys. It's overwhelming. If you go down the rabbit hole of this case and you choose to talk about it, just know it's an overwhelming, very dark case, and I will continue to bring awareness because hopefully, as we speak, Von's biological mother is on her way to see him. I pray to God that she sees him. So you guys continue to pray for her. And I wish the best because she needs to see her son. Her son needs her. He needs to hear her voice. He needs his mother. Regardless of whether she wasn't there for him when he was little, that doesn't mean that he doesn't need her now. And he spoke with her not too long before he was in a coma, and he was so happy. He was so happy. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you for hanging in there with me. You guys are amazing, and I'm ready to continue to deep dive into this case with you guys. So get ready. I will be live tomorrow, and you'll see what I'll be talking about tomorrow. I love you guys. I think you guys are amazing again. Have an amazing night, day, wherever you are, and be kind to one another. Okay? And what else do I have to say? That's it. Like and subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. And you guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Get some rest. Deuces. See you guys tomorrow.